What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I want to go over what led to my most recent payout. So you can see my month here, we can see a 67% trade win percentage, which I'm happy about. But what I really like is the day win percentage, around 75%. And if you look at the month, there's really a lot more green days than there are red. And it was still a solid month, but I think a lot of these red days were definitely avoidable. So I want to go over the markups and see what really is in common. Starting off with the losses. On this one, lower highs, lower lows, clear shorts. I actually had a short trade down up here. And then I'm selling at the very, very bottom after a small pullback. It doesn't even really break that lower day view up. You can see it's leaving pins to the downside. Very tight stop at 4 points, just trying to get hopeful and lucky that I just get a strong push. Not my trade. And then over here we have a nice long off the New York VWAP. It bounces slightly into profit, but I already moved my stop loss to break even. So then I got tapped for a donut, and then I get right back in at a higher price now and a different stop loss. So I'm slightly annoyed that I just got tapped to break even, and now it looks like it wants to continue higher without me. So now I mismanaged that trade as well, as I was in a long down here. Stop loss at this pin does ultimately hold by this one right here, although it's pretty tight. But I think just mismanaged. Moving the stop loss to break even too soon caused me to get out and feel the need to get right back in. And then this one. Clear bullish sentiment, new high of day. In my mind, it's just too high. I can't buy it up here, but I should not be selling it up here because that's just not my play. I should be waiting for a pullback and take the break of a high day view up, which gives another extension higher. So this short is just really outside of my playbook. I don't fight the trend like this, and when I do, I don't think I ever make money on it. So that's a very avoidable short trade that lost me money. This is what does look good when we are falling for a new low day, retesting that opening range low, and going for more trend continuation to go fill that gap thanks to Edgeful. This one looks a lot less like my trade. A kind of choppy open, more so bullish than bearish, being above the New York VWAP outside the opening range high and respecting it multiple times, although we're not making new highs of day on these support touches. We're not falling lower. That a small break back inside the opening range high. Still not below the lower day VWAP, right? We just held it prior, and now we're still not below it here on my trade. I'm fighting the overall direction since the open. I take a short against the grain, and I lose money. Fighting that structure rather than riding the wave higher, same thing I should have done back here. Rather than try to fight what's happening and call the top, I should just look for more long opportunities. And then this is the same trade over here on the left side. We get now a new high of day, confirming the longs even more, looking all bullish back here now that you remove all my drawings and trades. There's my pullback, there's my break of high day VWAP, there's the clean 1R trade. Simply what I should have just done that day. Even if I didn't take a short here, I probably should have taken nothing, and then just have the one nice long to maximize gains. I wouldn't have had a loss, I would have just had a nice green day. This looks like my trade, same thing. New high day, pullback, break of the high, let's go continue higher. Right? On the other trade, I was probably trying to sell it up here just because it was too high up. Not my trade. This is my best trade. Right? We don't need to go over all these, but now with the structure, new low a day, small pullback, retesting a key level of that opening range low, breaks the lower day view up, and there it goes for another new low. And even another short opportunity on the break of lower day view up later on. So the big theme of this, not to go into too much detail on all of these, is just ride the structure. We see higher highs and higher lows. Let me look for more trend continuation to the upside when buyers are in on a high day break, right? Rather than seeing this big run up here and saying, no way, we can keep possibly going higher. Let me sell it. Even if I sold it here and made a little bit of money on that pullback, I'd rather just see that pullback happen and step back in once buyers are stepping back in, because my history would show anytime I try to sell it up here and just trade the pullback, I don't get a good price, I don't get a good stop loss, and I normally lose money. This is a really great day of just playing the same prices as we're making new lower highs and lower lows. This one's at the open, but then we confirm the short buys with the new lower day, pull back to that opening range low again, break the lower day view up, retest the opening range low again at noon now, 4 hours later, and I get another break for a new lower day. Just following the sentiment and the trend, right? Clear long, I don't need to really explain this. New high, pull back to New York, break of high day view up. Keep it simple. Rather than trying to force where this probably wants to go, just read and react to what it's telling me. It's holding above all my view ups, outside all my levels, and then we take profits at this high day. And now I don't have to sit through this second pullback to New York, right? And maybe end up with a loser, right? So take profits, another big thing. Riding the structure, clean, simple, very consolidated at the open. A lot of us got potentially chopped up here, trying to pick a direction as it's showing support, but it's really showing weakness above as well that buyers can't really step in, but either are the sellers. But then we wait, we give it some time. It's now an hour after the open, a clean slice for a new lower day, confirming that shorts want to win today or move lower for now. There's our pullback. There's my break of the lower day. Let's go down even more. Right, this is the last one. Same thing. Another choppy open. Could you chase some longs here back above New York? Could you chase some shorts down here below New York? You could, but there's really no follow through because you're stuck in a range. You really haven't set a trend for the day. So I think the best play comes let it break out either to the upside or downside. On this day, it breaks out to the downside. Retest those two key levels. We also have a gap fill below us. That's this blue indicator down here from edge fill showing us where that gap fill is. And on this given day, the probabilities of it wanting to fill were around the 70% mark. So once we get below the initial balance low, opening range low, these two horizontal lines, I take the break of a lower day view up and we get a strong move down to it. So just looking at the month from the TradeZella dashboard perspective, it's not too bad. I definitely still kept more green days than red, but I think I just definitely need to sharpen up the trades outside of my playbook. The forcing a long when we're at the low of day, or forcing a short when we're at the high of day. You could just see my losses were mitigated 147, 193, 384. Really, not too many big losses, which was the big lesson for the next month, which I'll do a different video on. Of same thing, I had more green days than red, but on those red days, I was winning way too much. I was losing way too much. So the risk reward was all out of whack, and those stats don't look the same on here. I didn't put up a 6K month. I was really around break even because I needed like 3 green days just to make up one red day. Where if you look on this week in the middle, I end the week with a $384 loss, but I'm already up over 900 to start the week, so it's still a profitable week here on the right side. So all green weeks except for this final one, just some small wins on Wednesday, Thursday. But I think it's just what's the lesson here? Take my best setups. They're presenting every day, if not every other day, multiple times a day. That if you miss one opportunity, there's another good one right around the corner. So one that really sticks out to me is just this one. I don't know why I took this. It's very easy to just see that it's long buys. So wait for your next long opportunity, and if you don't get one, or as quickly as you'd want one, then okay, be alright with that. Be okay being flat and not taking a trade or missing some of the move, right? Since I didn't capitalize on this breakout, if it wants to keep drifting higher without me, so be it. I have confidence in my strategy and my system that I can get another entry either later on. If not, I can come back tomorrow and find one. Rather than saying, oh, I missed the longs. This is too high up. I'm not going to get my long entry. Let's just short it. That's amateur thinking. That's what I can't be doing. And thankfully, I only did it a few times this month, but I want to do it even less. I want to stick to these green weeks, these green days where I'm following my plan, stacking 1 to 2 trades, right? You can see for the most part, 1 trade, 2 trades, 3 trades. I'm still taking 1 to 2 good setups. I just have to squeeze out those bad, poor setups so that this 75% day win percentage can hold true and hold really nice and profitable, as well as if I can keep this 67, 68, 70% trade win percentage with a close to 2 profit factor. Those are my lessons. That's why I suggest you go into your playbook and your notebook on TradeZella and go look at all the markups you took last month. This isn't all of them. I was just taking the ones that clearly stuck out if those aren't my plays. Of course, there's more markups of trades I took this month, but go back, see the similarities of all those losses that you did take. I'm sure you could find some that were probably avoidable and don't look like many of your other trades that you probably went outside your plan to take them. And then also look at the winners. What do those all have in common? Because I want to keep taking those. I want to keep looking for those and see how I can refine it even more, right? So you're never done learning. Even though it wasn't a killer month, it was still a great month. But let me go learn from it. Okay, I still went outside my plan a little bit last month. What was maybe the cause of that? What made me feel like I should take these out of pocket trades that I don't want that to bleed over into my next month? And then of all the winning trades I took when I did stick to my plan, what did I take before it? What did I take after it? What was I thinking heading into the trade? All these different things, right? So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Definitely go check out your own stats and your own markups and take a lesson from it, right? We want to have a lesson in every single month. This month into next month, and then next month I'm sure we'll have new lessons. But we definitely want to cut out all of these out of pocket plays. If you could just stick to your plan, I had 20 trading days. If I can stick to my plan 15 out of those 20, I should have a really good month, as well as long as those red days where I don't stick to my plan maybe aren't overblown, oversized, overtraded, right? So I'm happy with the month, happy to learn a lesson without getting damaged too badly. So we'll take the win. Make sure to like the video, share it if you like it. I'll be back with more videos soon. If not, good luck with your trading. I'll see you on the desk tomorrow morning.